Be looking at the Paumanok Driving Club today and look at some of their horses. One of the horses being put through some paces right now. We're going to show you what they can do and what they do out here. We'll be talking to
them out in Oakdale. News 12's Ken Grimball is there. Ken?
Yes, right now we're getting ready to speak with one of the people driving some of those wagons. And of course, it's Jerry Trapani. Now, they started this group about 12 years ago. And they're a group of Long Islanders interested in all types of wagons and horses. Sir, would you come over and talk with us? Let's see how close we can get. What a beautiful animal driving this wagon. Very nice. Jerry, tell me, when did all of this begin?
The Paumanok Driving Club began in 1983, and we got started in the Stony Brook area and we have members from all over Long Island now. We have about 70 members. We've doubled our membership this year.
Wow, now you seem to be going in reverse for some reason.
I think he's a little bit wires there.
Well, yeah, it's a little early in the morning, too, for him. And what kind of horse is he, by the way?
This is Petey, Cavalcade Serenity, and he's a 20-year-old Morgan.
Oh, wow, 20-year-old Morgan, and he's backing up again. And now we'll go forward. Now, these horses are all stabled here on Long Island.
Yes, most of them are kept in our own backyards here on Long Island. And we live all over Long Island. We have members from Nassau County out to the Hamptons.
Oh, so the idea is that you're all together, you're all people interested in driving horses, and how did you all get together?
We have meetings once a month, and we get together. We're affiliated with the museums at Stony Brook, and we have our meetings there in the winter. Mm-hmm. And monthly during the summer, the museums has a program called Hooves and Wheels, and on July 30th, the club will be doing a presentation there in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, July 30th, presenting everything about the club and what we do. We'll have several members there and different breeds of horses.
Now tell us a little about the wagon that you're driving. This is quite beautiful. Is this new? It looks like it's been just built.
This particular carriage that I'm driving is a modern marathon vehicle that would be used for combined driving that we'll go into a little later. And combined driving is a 3-day event where you do dressage, cross-country, and a cones course. Oh. And it was designed by myself and then manufactured in Pennsylvania.
Oh, so this is really a new vehicle,
yes,
isn't it?
This is new. This was just manufactured this spring.
Very good.
And some of the other carriages that are here are antiques, and
okay. Well, we'll be looking at those a little later on. In the meantime, let's just maybe get a little shot of you driving away there in your beautiful animal. Now, we'll be showing you again some of the other vehicles that they have here, and they have a number of beautiful horses also that we'll be looking at. Now we'll go back to you, Carol.
You know, Mr. Ed was not at all. That's such an innocent-looking...
Well, Ken Grimball is finding out all about them, the horse and buggy days in Oakdale. Ken?
Well, I'm enjoying myself. Good morning to you. Well, right now we're riding around and around on this beautiful horse. And what's the horse's name, Jerry?
Petey, Cavalcade Serenity.
Petey, Cavalcade Serenity. Now, we're going to talk about some of the horses that are riding around here. Now, your wife, Rita, is driving another Morgan. And what is that horse's name?
Rita here is driving... Nero. And his name is Cavella Nero, and he's a 7-year-old Morgan to an East Williston card, an antique East Williston card made here on Long Island.
On Long Island. Now, right.
And it was made around the turn of the century.
Oh, what a beautiful wagon! Now look how. Now that is an antique.
That's an antique carriage. Yes, it is. It's been conserved.
Oh. Wow.
And rather than restored, and there's a difference in that. Rather than take off the original finish, we left the original finish and the original upholstery on that.
Oh, now just right beside your wife now we have the two horses there. Now what are they?
They're quarter horses.
Quarter horses. And
the two red horses are quarter horses, and they're owned by Jerry Weissman. He's the director of our club.
Wow.
And he's driving a wagonette, which is a modern carriage.
Now that's very similar to that has quite a lot of new controls on it. So that's really a newer wagon.
Right. That has hydraulic brakes on it. And it's an all-steel construction, similar to the carriage that we're sitting in now. Right.
Beautiful. Now, the ones right behind us now.
This is Jimmy Weissman here with the black pair of horses. And he's Jerry's son. and he's driving a pair of black Morgans.
Oh.
And
Look how beautifully they're
that's an antique. That's an antique trap. And sitting with Jimmy is our Vice President and Treasurer, Ted Hubbard.
Wow. Now, all of you, do you normally do this type of thing where you meet together, you ride your horses, you show the...
About once a month we get together and we try and have picnic drives and clinics.
Yes. Now, we just want to mention the little guy coming up here.
Okay, this is
on the
MJ
side.
Bosch
That
from
is
Melody
so
Farm, and she's driving a Mini.
Isn't it cute? Look at that. And I understand that that horse is full grown, 5 years old, and that she can also, can also pull 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that
Yeah,
strong.
and she's driving a modern-made easy entry car.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to talk and show you more of the wagons and horses here a little later on. Maybe we'll get more specific as the morning goes on. There we are, Carol, Greg. We're having a lot of fun out here. You can join us if you'd like, but I think we'll just stick to it out here and let you stick to what you do. Doing that a little later on. Now, the Paumanok Driving Club has been together for the past 12 years, and we're going to show you some of their lovely horses and wagons a little later on in the show.
Have it. Park. Stick around.
Our driving club is hitting the trails, and Cowboy Ken is there. Hi, Ken.
Oh, howdy, partner. I guess I am, Carol. I'm going to walk over right now and get on the wagonette, and I'll talk to our friend. Hi, Gil. How you doing there? There's a beautiful animal here. And we're going to get right on here and go for a little ride. Now, tell us a little what your wagon does. And we're with Jerry Weisman, who's the director of the Paumanok Driving Club. Now, the Paumanok Driving Club is the Indian name for Long Island. So I guess that's why you named the club, gave it such an appropriate name, right?
Well, the club was named by James Blackwell from Stony Brook.
Oh.
And he was our president and director for quite a while.
Yes. Now the thing is, we can't go too far because we won't be on camera, so we have to kind of stay back here a little more. We have to make some sharp cuts in there. I don't know if you can hear us right now, but tell us what kind of horses these are.
These are American quarter horses.
American quarter horses.
They were bred out in North Dakota.
Uh-huh.
And they were brought here for me to...
Gonna have to stay near the camera. Uh-huh. Wow, these are American quarter horses from North Dakota?
North Dakota, that's where they were bred.
Beautiful, just
They're
beautiful.
full brother and sister.
Brother and sister.
That's Ginger on the left and Gil on the right.
Ginger and Gil, wow.
On the right.
Just beautiful. Now, what do they do normally? What do you do with a beautiful wagonette like this?
Well, we use it.
Circles.
We use it over at Stony Brook Commons for rides on Thursdays during this time of the year.
Oh.
And in the fall and spring.
Whoa, little things like that
happen. In the fall and spring. Wow. We're over there on Sunday afternoons. So if you're ever at the museums and you want to come over and visit us for a little ride, you're more than welcome.
To see your beautiful horses over there. And you can take up to about 10 people, I understand, on the ride. This is really beautiful. We're having so much fun that we're forgetting our directions that I'm hearing from my studio. And, of course, these horses can be seen in Stony Brook, and they're all part of the Paumanok Driving Club, which has been in existence now for the past 12 years. We're going to show you some more of the wagons a little later on. We're having a lot of fun here. Just a beautiful morning, isn't it?
Oh, this is great. We meet over here like once a month.
Thank you very That's right. They want to go for a drive.
And Ken Grimball is at Connecticut State Park, and he's raring to go too. Ken?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been taking some lessons while we were off camera, and of course it takes a lot of training to do this. Now, my cameraman Tony Maz is going to open up wider so you can see this very difficult horse that I'm riding here. And he's really a huge horse, isn't he something?
That's a good boy.
Now, this is Cash, and he's being ridden around by MJ Bosch, who's his trainer. So tell us a little about this great big horse here.
My great big horse. Cash is a miniature horse.
The cutest little
He's
thing.
full grown. He's 5 years old. He measures 32 inches to the withers.
Oh.
They're very easy to drive, very easy to train.
Oh.
I train Cash myself.
Do you? Now, Cash, about how many pounds is Cash weighing?
Well, before lunch or after.
Oh, yeah, okay, before. You know, we'll look at the diet.
No, he's
side.
about 150, 175 pounds.
Oh, now he can pull, you were telling me he pulls 2 adults?
He can pull 2 adults in the cart that you're in.
Wow.
He has the capacity to pull 500 pounds.
Gee, 500?
Yep.
Oh, my
Yep.
goodness, so he can handle me. I don't like
Without
that
any
much.
problem at all. These carts are specifically balanced for miniatures. When you are sitting in the cart is actually lighter on him than when you are not sitting in the cart.
Well, now tell us, what's the difference between a miniature horse and a pony? Now, he looks as he's
A miniature
full grown.
horse is a perfectly proportioned horse. Ponies, their proportions are different.
Oh,
Their
I see.
conformation's a little bit different, and basically the look is different.
Yeah.
But these guys, the idea of the miniature horse is to take a picture of him, and you should not be able to tell it's a miniature unless there's a human being in the photo.
Oh,
and
to
you
see.
have a frame of reference.
Oh, wow. Now, normally, what are they used for? You know, other than taking pictures and pulling people little
Well,
carts
other
like
than
this?
the usual, we do charity events and we do show and tell at schools. And other than that, driving,
Yeah.
pleasure driving around the
Very
farm
good.
at Melody is really my
Really
primary
all they
hobby.
can do. Well, it looks like you handle it so well, and
It's a
I'll
lot
tell
of
you,
fun.
Cash is really a lovely animal and so cute. I mean, how you fall in love with him the minute you see him.
He's voice trained,
Yeah. Oh.
and he will do
Oh.
anything I tell him to do.
Okay.
Cash,
Well,
pick it up and trot.
Okay, we'll tell you a
Come
little
on,
more.
Cash.
Take care. Bye-bye. Go, Cash.
As he goes off into the sunrise.
Come on, Cash.
Riding in an East Williston cart, manufactured in East Williston here on Long Island around the turn of the century. We'll tell you about more of the Paumanok Driving Club a little later on. This is just a lot of fun here. Wish you could all join me. See you later.
A little Back to the Future in Connecticut State Park this morning.
That's right, because that's where you're going to find the Paumanok Driving Club doing their thing, and our Ken Grimball today. Hi, Ken.
Hi there, Carol. We're having a good time out here looking at all of these beautiful horses and wagons and learning so much about the Paumanok Driving Club. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to look at all of the different horses. Now, Terry, tell us what's interesting about this one.
This is Jimmy Wiesman, if he's driving a pair of Morgans to a reproduction.
This is fine.
Reproduction trap that was made in Ohio.
Yes.
And it's got hydraulic brakes on it, but it's made along traditional lines.
Gee.
And Jimmy enjoys driving this and having a good time.
Very good. Now, the next car that we have here.
The next carriage here is Ted Hubbard driving My Horse Petey
Yes.
with a new marathon carriage that would be used for combined driving.
Wow. Now, you say combined driving. Tell us what combined
Combined
driving
driving is a 3-phase event you can work on. A 3-phase event involving dressage, cross-country, and a cones course, which is what we see out here, the cones.
Oh, now our next horse
Next
here.
is Jerry
Wagon.
Reisman driving a pair of quarter horses to a carriage called a wagonette. Again, this is a reproduction, and this is newly made. It's got a steel framework with hydraulic brakes on it, and this is one of the carriages you can ride in when you go visit the museums and go to the Stony Brook Commons.
Yes.
Jerry and Jimmy are there giving rides in the spring and the fall on Sundays.
Very beautiful. This is a lovely wagon. beautifully.
Rita here is coming up driving Nero, a 7-year-old Morgan, to an antique East Williston cart that was made around the turn of the century in East Williston, New York, right here on Long Island.
Very good.
And this carriage is conserved rather than restored. This is all the original wood, the original wheels. It's even got the original leather and seats on it. It's got an painted oilcloth seating.
A real Long Island cart, huh?
A real
Long Island cart. Just beautiful. And Rita drives it so beautifully.
Coming up is MJ Bosch
who
driving.
Always steals the show here.
Yeah. Yeah, who always steals the show with a newly made, what's called an easy entry cart. It's very light for this little guy to pull, and he could take two people in it.
Two people. Now, you're all preparing for a show in July, which will be
on July 30th, we'll be at Stony Brook Museum. Several of the other members of the club will be there with different breeds of horses, and we'll be there July 30th from 2:30 to 4:30. Hope to see you then.
Great. Well, we've enjoyed talking with you this morning. We've seen a large variety of beautiful horses all here on Long Island. Now we'll go back to you, Carol.
All right, Ken Grimble, thanks very much. Amazing that miniature horse can pull, they said, 500 pounds.
Yeah, quite a roundup out there for Ken. Well, the day's news.
News 12's At the Market is
with horse and carriage traffic. News 12's Ken Grimble tells us about a club that doesn't want to forget an important part of the island's history.
These beautiful horses and magnificent carriages belong to members of the Paumanok Driving Club. They're off for a ride through Connecticut State Park, one of their favorite areas left on Long Island where their horses don't have to compete with horsepower. The club has been together for the past 12 years with more than 70 members. Jerry Trapani is president of the club, and he has 10 carriages that he collected over the past few years, including a horse-drawn sled that's used during the winter.
We love to see open space, and we hate to see any riding or driving area closed. Most of us ride our horses as well as drive them, and so it's very important to us to see open space.
Jerry Weisman has been around horses for more than a half a century. He's showing us his wagonette that anyone can ride to tour Stony Brook Commons for $2.
These are the backlights. These are the headlights. This button here is for your high beams and your low beams. The two pedals, this is for the front brakes, hydraulic brakes.
The club members stress safety, and Rita Trapani says each piece of equipment has a purpose.
By touching the horse with the end of the whip, this cord at the end, the thong, the horse reads where you want him to go. He understands that you want him to go at a certain pace and take a certain direction in addition to the reins.
Well, there are a large variety of horses with the Paumanok Driving Club, and one who always steals the show is Cash, a full-grown miniature horse. In Connecticut State Park, Ken Grimble, News 12, Long Island.
Merrily he goes along. A special honor tonight for one of News.
It's got the original leather and seats on it. It's got an painted oilcloth seating.
A real Long Island cart, huh?
A real
Long Island cart. Just beautiful. And Rita drives it so beautifully.
Coming up is MJ Bosch
who always steals the show here.
Yeah, who always steals the show with a newly made, what's called an easy entry cart. It's very light for this little guy to pull, and he could take two people in it.
Now, you're all preparing for a show in July, which will be
on July 30th, we'll be at Stony Brook Museum. Several of the other members of the club will be there with different breeds of horses, and we'll be there July 30th from 2:30 to 4:30. Hope to see you then.
Great. Well, we've enjoyed talking with you this morning. We've seen a large variety of beautiful horses all here on Long Island. Now we'll go back to you, Carol.
All right, Ken Grimble, thanks very much. Amazing that miniature horse can pull, they said, 500 pounds.
Yeah, quite a roundup out there for Ken. Well, the day's news, sports, and the work week weather all coming up straight ahead.
Plus, brothers Stanley and Barry.